Hey everyone, Chris here with Ignited by Nature, and today I just wanted to talk about the Vortex Viper HD and the Vortex Razor HD 11 to 33 by 50 spotting scopes. In this video, I'm just going to be going over the differences and the improvements that were made to the Viper HD. So with that being said, let's get into this review. So I'm not really going to go over all the specs because most of them are the same. I'm just going to kind of highlight the differences and talk about also the differences and their overall image quality, right? So to start off, the only major difference between these two scopes is their field of view, and it's not even a major difference really. So on the Vortex Razor HD, you actually have a little bit better field of view. You have 191 feet at 1,000 yards at 11 power, and then it goes down to 96 feet at 1,000 yards at 33 power. And then obviously the Viper has an overall field of view of 182 feet at 1,000 yards, and then it goes down to 95 feet depending on your zoom range. But even though you do have a better field of view with this older model, the build quality just isn't there. I think they really did improve the build quality on this Viper. I would say that if you flip up the Razor here, you can see that you just have a rubberized eye cup, and when you're glassing, you just kind of float around in this thing. I don't really like it. I never really liked it. It's one of the shortfalls of this scope. So I'm glad they improved the Viper with an actual eyepiece. That's one of the major cons of this scope is its eyepiece. And as you can see, this is very loose. I don't know if it's just because it's old. I haven't sent it in yet. I probably can. This is one of the few scopes I haven't sent in. It's also the first compact scope and the first scope I ever bought. It's my oldest scope. I've had it forever. I've always liked it because it's compact, but now that they have all these new compact models, I haven't really used it. The fine focus on both these scopes is relatively the same. They're both kind of sloppy. I would say that this one's even more sloppy, which when I say sloppy, I just mean that it takes a lot of rotations to actually focus versus on something like a Koa, it's just you barely touch it and you can kind of get a really clear image. This, you have to play around with it a lot more. Another thing that the Viper has over the Razor is the actual overall body armor. So this thing is fully rubberized, so it has armor over the whole body. This one has some exposed housing, and then it has some rubber armor. And honestly, basically, I just think they improved everything that was lacking on the Razor and then made the Viper. I just don't know why they didn't just call this the Razor. Well, I do, because they came out with a new Razor. But honestly, they should have just improved this and called this the Razor, but it's not. So they didn't do that. But honestly, this is an improvement over the Razor, in my opinion. And I've used this one for a very long time. I've used this one for, I don't know, it's either a year and a half or 2 years. I've had these spotting scopes forever. I bought a bunch for a review, my compact spotting scope review. Go check it out. It's a comprehensive review. This is just a more detailed review comparing these two. So I wanted to hit on some topics like edge clarity and stuff like that, overall sharpness, and we're going to cover that in a second here because I'm almost done talking about the differences as far as build quality. I would say on the Viper overall, you have better build quality. You also have a better eyepiece. You have a twist-up eyepiece that has different locking stages. So it has different stops, 3 different stops, and you can adjust it and everything works nicely. The magnification wheel is more smooth. The focus wheel works better. It's just a touch better on the fine focus, but overall a better built scope. The eye cups actually fit really nicely, which isn't a huge deal, but it is for me. So I appreciate that they improved that. They're both still made in China, so that's kind of lame. A major improvement that I really like that Vortex did was ARCA, right? I talk about that whenever I review one of these. Every Vortex scope has ARCA now, and that's kind of the way of the future. And so this scope does not have that. That's just an extra feature that you'll have to buy. If you buy a tripod, most likely it's going to come with a plate. As you can see, I'm using a Peak Design plate for this one, but I really like the built-in ARCA on this one. This one weighs 25 ounces. This one weighs 27.4 ounces, and they both have a 16 to 19 millimeter eye relief, although the eye comfort and an eye relief on this one is a lot better because you actually have something to put your eye against versus this, you're just kind of floating around. Some people like that, but I don't. So that's kind of everything that I wanted to cover as far as this optic goes, right? We've talked about the major differences. Let's go ahead and look at some real world examples, some B-roll footage, some digiscoping footage of these optics, right? So with that being said, let's go ahead and talk about the differences in glass quality, because I think there is a difference in glass quality, and I think the Viper is going to be the overall winner at the end of this, right? Spoiler alert. So let's go look at that footage. In this first video, we're looking at the Viper HD and the Razor at 33 power at 101 yards, and you can see that the eye chart is a little bit more sharp with the Viper in this scenario. In this video, we're staring at an antelope at 597 yards at 33x and 11x zoom, and you can see the difference in coloration and sharpness between the two images. Again, we're looking at the antelope at a little bit closer distance, and you can see the difference in coloration. It looks like the Viper is a little bit more sharp, but the Razor is a little bit more cooler and more natural in coloring. In this video, we're looking at another group of antelope, and as you can see, the Viper has maybe a little bit more sharpness, but the Razor has better coloring, so it honestly depends on what your eye likes. In this last video, we have a coyote at around 444 yards, and as you can see, there is a difference in color. Once again, the Viper is a little bit more warm, and in this instance, I would say that the Razor is a little bit more sharp. Okay. So now that we looked at the footage, let's talk about some pros and cons. Pros for the Viper would be that overall it's just a better spotting scope. You can buy these new and they're actually more expensive, but you can find them at a better price on eBay or Facebook Marketplace or things like that. I'm actually going to be selling both of these. So if you hit me up in time, you could get a good deal, somewhat good deal. I still try to make my money back because I'm paying for most of my stuff. But if you're interested in supporting me and you want to buy one of these, hit me up. And if I still have them, I could sell one to you. But they'll also be on my eBay store as well. Now, this one just has overall better features. It has a fully armored body. It has a better magnification wheel and focus wheel. It has ARCA. There's just a lot of pros to the scope. The overall image quality, the edge clarity, the brightness, the sharpness, it's just a little bit better. And I think it's just because the coating technology has improved over 10 years. However, if you want to save some money, you want a lighter scope, you want a little bit better field of view, you can go ahead and buy the scope. It still has a lifetime warranty. You can send it in. You can probably get things like the squeaky magnification wheel fixed. But overall, this scope is not as good as the Viper, but you are going to save some money. You could probably pick this up for $4.99 if you wanted to buy it used. I saw that some people were still selling it at a more expensive price, so in that case, I would just go with this. But if you're trying to save some money on a used scope, this is all right. But I would say that if I had the extra money to spend, I would just go with this spotting scope. I would say that the overall pros of this one would be the weight, the field of view, and the price point. The cons would be the eyepiece, the overall build quality, the magnification wheel is super squeaky. The focus wheel is not as good. It's still pretty good, but it's not as good. And you don't get ARCA. So that's definitely a con as well. And another con that I'll mention is it's not fully armored. So if you drop it, you might ding it up a little bit, but it has a lifetime, no hassle warranty. So overall, if you're butt rock for Vortex and you just have to have Vortex, you're a Vortex guy, I would say that I would spend the extra money and go with the Viper HD. I think it's a better overall scope. I think they improved on this scope and just renamed it the Viper. So I think this scope has all the improvements that this one needed, and I would definitely go with this one. If you enjoyed this content and found it helpful, you thought my video quality was good, whatever it was, if you liked it, please like and subscribe to my channel. I'd really appreciate that. Also, remember to stay connected to the wild. Nature is good for you, so get out there. And then if you want to leave a comment, do so below. I'd love to hear your feedback. What do you think about the Razor HD or the Viper HD? And honestly, what did I mess up on? What did I miss? Or what did I do well at? I'd love to hear your comments and feedback, so leave a comment below. Once again, my name is Chris with Ignited by Nature, and until next time, guys and gals.